Hey guys, welcome to the Bitcoin Fortress podcast, helping you increase your financial freedom. This is episode 125, recorded here on July 21st, 2024. This podcast is for entertainment only and is not investing advice, so please do your own homework. All right, well, we got some good stuff to go over. First, we'll start with the market update outlook. We'll get into the top Bitcoin news. Obviously, the big news is the Bitcoin conference next week, so we'll go over the event and some of the news that's come out recently on that. And we'll wrap up featuring this week's Bitcoin Fortress Substack blog post. And with that, let's jump right in. Wall Street posted its worst week since mid-April as a rotation out of technology stocks sparked by last Thursday's consumer inflation report continued over the past few days. For the week, the Nasdaq was down 3.65% and the S&P 500 off 1.96%. Conversely, the Dow was up 0.72%. The primary driver of this week's loss in the S&P 500 was a continued rotation out of technology stocks. The unwinding of the tech trade was sparked by last Thursday's soft consumer inflation report. The data on consumer prices followed the June non-farm payrolls report earlier this month that showed slowing jobs growth and an uptick in unemployment. With inflation moving in the right direction and the highly resilient labor market finally showing signs of cracking, investors have gained the confidence to start moving out of technology names and into other assets such as defensive and value sectors and small cap stocks. The barometer for the latter, the Russell 2000, climbed 1.5% for the week. The lazy days of summer are here, and the laziest folks in town are buyers who have mainly headed to the shore with the fruitful gains of their work since October 2022. We believe there is more correction yet to come as Q3 progresses. This is a quote from Alex King, an investing group leader of Sestrian Capital Research. Another quote, "We do not think this is any kind of end of days or grand reckoning, merely a seasonal sell-off into the election. We believe all indices will be up from here by year end, and in the meantime, we believe hedging is the investor's friend as the quarter continues," King added. Looking ahead, the spotlight next week will be on the second quarter earnings season, which will move into top gear amid scores of high-profile companies releasing quarterly figures. Google parent Alphabet and Elon Musk's Tesla will probably grab the most eyeballs, and their numbers will also represent a big test for the Magnificent Seven following a significant amount of rotation out of that heavyweight club since the last consumer inflation report. Some of the other companies on the docket include soft drink behemoth Coca-Cola and car manufacturers General Motors and Ford. The economic calendar for the week will be relatively light, with the focus on the latest personal income and outlays update for June. That report will contain a reading on the Federal Reserve's favorite inflation gauge, the Core Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index. Other notable events include the three-day Bitcoin 2024 conference, which will feature an appearance by Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump, and the start of the Paris Olympics with the opening ceremony of the iconic sporting event scheduled for Friday. Jumping into the top Bitcoin news, first up is from Cointelegraph. This was posted on July 19th. Bitcoin oversold after German government sell-off, according to Ark Invest. According to a report by asset manager Ark Invest released on July 18th, Bitcoin became oversold in June after Germany's government initiated a multi-billion-dollar sell-off of 50,000 Bitcoin seized in a 2020 police sting against Movie 2K, a streaming platform for pirated content. The sell-off sent Bitcoin prices tumbling from highs exceeding 70,000 in early June to a low of less than 55,000 during a brief dip in July. Based on short-term holder realized profits, losses, and minor outflows, Bitcoin appears oversold, according to the report, which focuses on the period through June 30th, but includes more recent data. Current levels of miner outflows suggest that miners are capitulating, a harbinger of a bullish reversal. Investors' sustained appetite for Bitcoin exchange-traded funds has been another bullish signal, according to Ark. The report noted that Bitcoin's sharp sell-off did not trigger a mass exodus from spot Bitcoin ETFs. As of June 30th, the drop in Bitcoin's spot price overshot the 30-day percent change in Bitcoin ETF flows by 17.3%. July has seen billions of dollars of net inflows into Bitcoin ETFs, with approximately 1.35 billion pouring into the funds in the week ending July 15th. According to CoinShares, BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust saw $107 million in inflows on July 18th after 9 straight days of inflows, according to Thomas Farrer, co-founder of crypto data platform Apollo. One risk to Bitcoin's continued strong performance is global economic data. Corporate profits are steadily falling as pricing power diminishes, a sign of economic weakness, according to Ark. Bitcoin prices also face potential headwinds from defunct cryptocurrency exchange Mt. Gox's repayment of some $9 billion in Bitcoin to creditors. However, unlike Germany's abrupt sell-off, creditors may opt to hold on to Bitcoin, softening any potential impact on the broader market, industry analysts said. Next up, this is from bitcoinnews.com. This was posted on July 20th. BlackRock leads Bitcoin ETF inflows as Bitcoin price rebounds. In a remarkable display of investor confidence, BlackRock's spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund has continued to attract substantial investments as Bitcoin's price makes a rebound from its lowest point in 5 months. The surge in investment activity underscores the growing institutional interest in the scarce digital asset and highlights BlackRock Bitcoin ETF's dominant role in this burgeoning market. Since the start of July, Bitcoin ETFs have seen a significant influx of capital. On Friday, July 19th, BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust alone accounted for an impressive $116.2 million in inflows, marking the 10th consecutive day of substantial investments. And they show a nice little table here of the inflows by day and then by fund, if you want to check that out in the article, which I will include in the links to in the show notes. Over the past 10 days, 8 days witnessed inflows exceeding 100 million, a rare feat in the ETF industry. This robust performance has pushed BlackRock's total Bitcoin acquisitions in July to over $1 billion, with the firm adding 1,730 Bitcoin on July 18th alone. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, has been at the forefront of this investment surge since the introduction of Bitcoin ETFs. The firm has amassed significant Bitcoin holdings, bolstering its position as a leading liquidity provider in the market. By July 16th, BlackRock's IBIT had accumulated $18.8 billion in assets under management, demonstrating the company's substantial influence in the Bitcoin space. Thomas Farr, co-founder of digital assets analytics platform Apollo, commented on the trend, stating, "This is a total acceleration of inflows. The consistent inflows into BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF highlight the growing institutional confidence in Bitcoin as a valuable asset." Other Bitcoin ETFs have also experienced notable inflows. July 19th marks one of the rare days in which BlackRock came out second in terms of inflows. Fidelity's FBTC recorded $141 million in inflows, almost $25 million more than BlackRock's IBIT. Ark Invest ARKB saw steady investments too, contributing to the overall positive trend. On July 16th, U.S. Bitcoin ETFs recorded greater total inflows of $429 million, with BlackRock's IBIT alone accounting for $260 million. Grayscale's GBTC showed exceptional performance too, with the ETF seeing a positive inflow of $20 million in a single day. Nevertheless, the overall trend has been positive, with U.S. Bitcoin ETFs amassing a total of $1.96 billion since July 5th. While the inflows into Bitcoin ETFs have been robust, market sentiment among digital asset traders has been more cautious. According to blockchain market intelligence firm Santiment, Positive commentary on Bitcoin across social media platforms has declined significantly compared to 4 months ago. This drop in positive sentiment is reflected in the increasing number of traders taking short positions on Bitcoin, anticipating potential price declines. Interestingly, despite the decline in positive social media commentary, the broader market sentiment remains relatively optimistic. The Fear and Greed Index, which measures markets' attitude, currently places the market in the greed zone with a score of 60 out of 100. This represents a significant rebound from extreme fear zone, where the score was 25 out of 100 on July 12th, the lowest since January 2023. The sustained inflows into Bitcoin ETFs, particularly by institutional giants like BlackRock, underscore the growing acceptance of Bitcoin as a mainstream investment. Michael Saylor, chairman of MicroStrategy, emphasized Bitcoin's evolving role, stating, "Bitcoin has emerged as a political force. This sentiment is echoed by the consistent investments from institutional players, signaling long-term confidence in Bitcoin." In addition to the US market, demand for spot Bitcoin ETFs remains high in other regions such as Australia and Hong Kong. The monochrome Bitcoin ETF in Australia, for instance, has accumulated 85 Bitcoin valued at 7.99 million, indicating global interest in these investment vehicles. Next up from Decrypt, this was posted on July 19th. Bitcoin keeps hashing amid global CrowdStrike outages, according to a mining CEO. While the world continues to reel from computer outages triggered by a faulty software update deployed by global cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike, it's business as usual for Bitcoin due to its decentralized nature and independence from centralized providers and infrastructure. Late Thursday night, CrowdStrike sent the technology world into a tailspin as countless systems that relied on its security tools for their Microsoft-based systems were knocked offline. Major systems, including government offices, banks, and airlines, went down as computer screens displayed the dreaded blue screen of death. In an update posted on Friday, CrowdStrike said it is actively working with customers impacted by a defect found in a single content update for Windows hosts. CrowdStrike said in a statement, "Mac and Linux hosts are not impacted. This is not a security incident or cyber attack. The issue has been identified, isolated, and a fix has been deployed." We know that adversaries and bad actors will try to exploit events like this, CrowdStrike CEO George Kurtz said in a letter to customers and partners. "I encourage everyone to remain vigilant and ensure that you're engaging with official CrowdStrike representatives." Bitcoin was safe, however, because it doesn't rely on Microsoft software, said Sunnyside Digital founder and CEO Taras Kulik. If you look at the Bitcoin hash rate chart, Bitcoin was completely unaffected because most, if not all, Bitcoin miners are using Linux-based frameworks, Kulik told Decrypt in an interview. "It's hilarious because banks globally have been shutting down because of this server issue, and yet Bitcoin keeps hashing, and I hate to use the term, but tick-tock next block." Launched in 2021, Sunnyside Digital is a wholesale distributor of hardware and services for data centers and digital mining hardware and infrastructure. "It's really about the infrastructure that the blockchains rely on," Kulik said. If it's needing like .NET frameworks, obviously it's Microsoft. If there's a lot more opportunity for Linux-based hardware to be used and software systems to be used for the network, then you basically know it could be immune to this type of server shutdown. For Kulik, the difference between using a Microsoft or Linux system comes down to the principles of strong privacy rights, decentralization, and the empowerment of individuals against centralized authority. What a lot of people forget is that Bitcoin miners are traditionally the folks that do not like the existing system, the existing large-scale enterprise players, Kulik said. "The open code of Linux is a lot more preferable to Windows viewing everything that you're doing on the hardware that you control. Ubuntu is the operating system for most miners when you actually get to the folks that, just subscribe to the ethos of the cypherpunks from back in the day." CrowdStrike declined a request for comment from Decrypt. While CrowdStrike rolled back the update, the repercussions of the error are far-reaching. CrowdStrike stock, meanwhile, dropped 11%, according to Yahoo Finance. The blockchain industry overall appeared unaffected by the crash, with the cryptocurrency market up 4.6% for the day, and Bitcoin is currently trading at $67,224, according to CoinGecko. Nothing is more important to me than the trust and confidence that our customers and partners have put into CrowdStrike, Kurt said. As we resolve this incident, you have my commitment to provide full transparency on how this occurred and steps we're taking to prevent anything like this from happening again. And the lesson here is centralized uh, authorities, systems, websites, providers are a problem. They're a security hole. So um, the timing of it was quite interesting as well. But everything seemed to be resolved sometime on Friday. But still a little bit scary that a crypto or a cybersecurity firm can just push one little software update and basically bring down everyone. Next up, this is from No BS Bitcoin. This was posted on July 17th. Arthur Hayes Maelstrom Fund launches Bitcoin Developer Grant Program, which is really a great development to see more companies supporting the Bitcoin developers. Maelstrom is proud to announce the launch of the Bitcoin Grant Program. The objective of the program is to help with the technical development of Bitcoin and enhance its resilience, scalability, censorship resistance, and privacy characteristics, announced the fund. According to the announcement, no strings attached grants can range from $50,000 to $150,000 per developer. Applications must be submitted prior to August 25th, 2024. Maelstrom, like other companies in the space, indirectly relies on the work of open source Bitcoin developers. We are therefore keen to give back and donate to the Bitcoin technology on which the crypto ecosystem depends, was stated in the announcement. First grants will be awarded in Q3, Q4 of this year, and there's actually a link to apply. Program info, deadline, applications must be submitted prior to August 25th. Grants can range from $50,000 up to $150,000 per developer. Grants are issued for 12 months and payments are made monthly in Bitcoin, USDC, or USDT. A grantee will be expected to contribute to Bitcoin's technical development, potentially in the form of pull requests or review work for the Bitcoin core software project. Candidates should expect at least one interview with a member of the review committee prior to issuance of a grant. Grant stacking is permitted with a cap at $250,000 per year. Your application must contain at least one reference. Review committee includes Arthur Hayes and Jonathan Beyer. Grants are expected to be awarded in Q3 and or Q4 of 2024. So good to hear. Next up, we'll talk a little bit more about the Bitcoin conference next week in Nashville, Tennessee. It's going to be from July 25th to the 27th at the Music City Center. And there's quite a bit of buzz about it, and I'll probably next week, maybe after the conference, have some highlights that were interesting that came out of it. Going through it, there's several headliners, keynote speakers. The first one, of course, the most interesting one being Donald Trump. He's going to give a speech. Everything seems to indicate that he's still planning on attending. Also going to be speaking, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who's also running for president as an independent. Cathie Wood from Ark will be speaking. Of course, Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy will be a keynote speaker. Russell Brand, the political commentator, comedian, actor, and author, will be speaking. Edward Snowden, whistleblower and cybersecurity expert, will also be speaking, probably by video, of course. And Bill Miller from Miller Value Partners is also a keynote speaker, and there's many, many others, but those are the top ones. They kind of have four different tracks: finance, mining, art and culture, and open source. They're expecting 20,000 people in attendance, which is a lot of people. I'm not sure I'd want to go to something that big, but anyway. 400 sponsors, 2,000 companies, 30 media outlets, 800 media attendees, and 100 artists and merchants there. Tickets are super expensive. The festival pass, which is the cheapest one, is $699 or about a million sats. The industry pass is $3,999 or almost 6 million sats. And the whale pass VIP is $21,000 or almost 31.5 million sats. So there's often a conversation about are you better off just using the $699 and buying Bitcoin instead of going to the conference? I'd have to say, for most people, the answer would be yes. I personally like to go to the Pacific Bitcoin Conference, which is in LA every year, and if you buy the early bird tickets, they're pretty cheap. And anyway, it's smaller, it's more intimate. I don't know. I just don't like crowds, I guess. Anyway, scheduled events. So July 25th is Industry Day, so you have to have an industry pass or a whale only for that. July 26th is Conference Day 1, and everyone's able to attend there. And July 27th is Conference Day 2. And they have a bazillion sponsors. You can scroll through that on the website. I'll probably include a link to the website in the show notes. And interestingly, I found this too. They want to they've started a petition which you can sign, and you can also sponsor if you want to for Bitcoin to get an emoji. So I signed the petition. I didn't donate, but anyway, you might want to look at that too. There's been a few news articles that have come out so far. Anticipating the conference. So this first one here is from Econo Times, and this was posted on Friday the 19th. Elon Musk and Donald Trump set to ignite Bitcoin Conference 2024 in Nashville? Question mark. Here's what we know. The cryptocurrency industry is abuzz with speculation about the potential attendance of Elon Musk and Donald Trump at the next cryptocurrency convention. Speculation arises from David Bailey, the CEO of Bitcoin Magazine, suggesting an update that might disrupt the internet. Significantly, the crypto community eagerly anticipates the potential collaboration between Musk and former President Donald Trump at the event, which has generated great enthusiasm. David Bailey sparked speculation with this intriguing tweet. I would like to preemptively apologize for causing a significant disruption to the internet. This enigmatic remark had a significant impact on the cryptocurrency community. Fox writer Eleanor Terrett commented on the development, noting that Bailey hinted that Elon Musk would be the only individual capable of creating a similar commotion alongside Trump. Terrett wrote in a recent X post, if this is a preview for another significant guest revelation, I believe that at this juncture, Elon Musk is the only individual who could generate a greater online sensation than Trump. She stated that Musk's association with Donald Trump, his affinity for Bitcoin, and the increasing importance of the event made it likely for him to attend. Musk's potential attendance has transformed the Nashville Bitcoin Conference into the most widely discussed event in the cryptocurrency sphere. Nevertheless, she asserted that it is merely speculation and not privileged information when discussing the next Bitcoin conference. Many people speculate about the possibility of Donald Trump announcing Bitcoin as a strategic reserve. This speculation has arisen from the debates following Dennis Porter's tweet. Elon Musk has fueled rumors about the Bitcoin conference by openly endorsing Donald Trump for the 2024 U.S. presidential election. In a tweet after an assassination attempt on Trump, Musk expressed his support and wished the former president a fast recovery. This public demonstration of support has intensified speculation regarding Musk's likely presence at the conference. In addition, David Bailey, who acts as a Trump aide in the election campaign, has already verified the continued communication with Trump's team. Bailey provided reassurance to the audience that Trump's mental state is positive and he is enthusiastic about attending the Nashville event despite the recent assassination attempt. Given the prominent presence of both Trump and Musk, the crypto event is expected to be an unparalleled assembly. If the reports are accurate and Musk does indeed come, his participation at the Bitcoin Conference 2024 would surely increase its importance, attracting attention from the cryptocurrency community. and mainstream media. Some other news. This was from WSMV4, Nashville, Tennessee. This was published on July 15th. Bitcoin conference organizers are confident, in quotes, in security measures for former President Trump's appearance. It's business as usual for now in downtown Nashville, but in less than 2 weeks, Bitcoin conference leaders are expecting more than 20,000 people for their annual conference. They say ticket holders are mostly from out of the area, and in the coming days, they expect that number to rise. We always see a lot of ticket sales come through last minute. However, certainly having the former president there is bolstering ticket sales, BTC Inc. Chief of Staff Brandon Green said. Green says, when news of the former president being shot came through on Saturday afternoon, their plans pivoted immediately to evaluate what they had in place for the Nashville conference. It was a very intense moment, Green said. There was a lot of internal communications on the team talking about, first of all, is he okay? And second of all, what this means. BTC Inc., which oversees the conference, was quick to denounce the act of violence at the Pennsylvania rally. Green said he was confident in their security measures before the attempted assassination and is even more confident in the measures after the incident. We were very prepared for it, Green said. He says in the past couple of days, they've had multiple conversations with the Secret Service and Trump's team to bolster security efforts in and around the conference. In addition to attendees seeing an increased law enforcement presence, they'll also be using special technology to screen attendees at the door. The Secret Service says they're working with the former president's team on security efforts as well, but could not elaborate further. Safety is our number one concern, so that it's not anyone else's number one concern, Green said. We're going to take that concern out of people's hands, and they don't need to worry about it. We've reached out to the Music City Center, who said they had no information to share and referred us to Bitcoin conference organizers for questions. We also reached out to local law enforcement to see if they'll be part of the security detail. We're waiting to hear back. Former President Donald Trump is scheduled to speak on July 26th at 2 p.m. at the Bitcoin conference. The conference is being held at the Music City Center from July 25th to July 27th. And the last article, which is kind of interesting, this was from Fox Business, and this was published on July 18th. Trump fundraiser at Bitcoin conference asking $844,600 per seat. Ouch. Former President Trump is holding a private fundraiser for his campaign at Bitcoin 2024 in Nashville this month, and attendees will have to shell out some major coin to attend. An invitation to the fundraiser, first reported by Bloomberg, is asking $844,600 per person for a roundtable seat at the VIP reception, which comes with a photo taken with the Republican presidential nominee. Just to attend the reception and take a snap with Trump will set donors back $60,000 or $100,000 per couple. Trump is headlining the Bitcoin conference set for July 27th, where other speakers include fellow presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Ark founder and CEO Cathie Wood. Years ago, Trump referred to Bitcoin as a scam, but fast forward to 2024, and he and running mate Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio have positioned themselves as the pro-crypto presidential ticket in the race. Trump said in May that he would, if elected, end the hostility the crypto industry has faced from Biden regulators and Democrat lawmakers. Then last month, Trump offered a strong endorsement of Bitcoin, claiming the cryptocurrency will help the U.S. become energy dominant. Bitcoin magazine called Trump the best choice for Bitcoin in the race. The former president has already received endorsements and major donations from Bitcoin investors, too. In June, the Winklevoss twins, Cameron and Tyler, both endorsed Trump and donated $1 million worth of Bitcoin to his campaign. Finally, I wanted to highlight this week's blog post on the Bitcoin Fortress Substack, and I'll include a link to this in the show notes along with everything else that I went over. Article's entitled Bitcoin Self-Custody, Ensuring the Security of Your Digital Wealth. So check that out, and if you like it, go ahead and subscribe. It's free. I also, before I close, wanted to give a shout out to the top boost on Fountain last week. Once again, God's death at God's death with 236 sats. So thank you for your support of the show. I really appreciate it. And with that, I will thank you all for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please like and leave a comment. Also, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss an episode. I personally like to listen to all my podcasts on Fountain because I can earn sats just for listening. You can also follow my Substack. It's at bitcoinfortress.substack.com. As I mentioned, it's free. But if you want to support me, feel free to get a paid subscription. Don't cost that much. It helps keep the lights on. You can also follow me on Nostr. I'm at my NPub is in the show notes, and it's also Bitcoin Fortress. And with that, I will talk to y'all next week. Bye-bye.